And as long as there are weekly tokusatsu shows to watch, we will be there watching them. As always, this is Half Hour Henshin. I am one of your hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by
DJ Azure, the 2.5D Hero Talk Tuber.
Gavv continues to be so fucking cute. Holy shit.
I know. Oh my god.
Shoma's such a sweetheart, but okay, wait, let's start off with the thing, with the usual. I do really like these, like, I don't know if we would call them like step up minions, but I love these little tech wear outfits and the masks.
Yeah.
They're like just the right amount of like they look more threatening than like a regular lackey, but they're
mm,
still not like a full monster suit. So you're just kind of like, okay, well, you guys aren't like the big bads.
mm,
Uh,
yup.
Also, I'm obsessed with the
Oh.
twins.
Yes, yes. Oh man. Yeah, Jiven Shida.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
Also,
man, but
I'm gonna be real.
this is so good.
I need to look up like gelatin things. I want to make some dark treats.
I know
Everyone talks
it's
about them being disgusting, but I'm like, oh, I love gelatin treats. I want to eat a cube.
yeah, it's like I'm looking at this because it basically looks like at least I'm not sure how they made the prop, but it reminds me of like a red bean snack. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man,
Oh, dude, I'm a big
it's
fan of red bean.
yeah, I just want to eat like a massive block of red bean,
Yeah.
like
The other thing that I
right
think would be
now.
kind of fun is if I could make a mold, because I used to make dice, so I could just start making these out of resin, just
Oh,
for
that would
little
be sick.
decorations. But
Yeah.
they look cool. I Okay, though, to be fair, that one time in this episode where they show them and they look like fucking stinky and shit, I'm like, okay, maybe not that one. But
Yeah.
when I see them eating it, I'm like, fantastic. Uh
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Uh,
love that we did a mix up to his he ends up dead at someone's feet at the beginning of the episode.
yeah. It's so funny to see that. Like, oh
Also,
man.
rip his
Yeah.
gummies.
Yeah. Man, it's like every single it is a terrible idea to watch Gav like first thing in the morning. It's like, man, I'm hungry. Like it's like I get hungry. Like but the funny thing too though is that as we learned this episode, please eat real food.
No, it's good, and I like that it's like in a cute way, kind of the same way that like the Gochizos being like, "Do not eat me with your regular mouth" is like a stealth
Yeah.
thing for kids. Like that's also like a hey, kids, remember you need to eat full food for your energy.
Yeah.
One of the
Uh,
things, going back to talking about the opening for a little bit, because again I still love it, is the fact that like we had a character this episode introduced, and I'm like, oh hey, there's a part of the opening where we just go to like an empty lab and like nothing happens there for like a good like 2 to 3 seconds. I wonder if
mhm.
someone's gonna be added to part of the opening.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just in love with this opening. Like
It's
it
cute.
is
It
the
again.
cute.
Mhm.
No, I mean like yeah, like it's just the cutest thing.
It's cute, and like the biggest thing is like I think they went really hard to make sure that like the animation or like the visuals work well with the song.
They
uh
really did.
they go so hard. I especially love like god those shots that they did of like Gavv in like the white void with like the like skittles and stuff flying around as he
Y-
like swings the sword to like the marbles. That looks so good, you know.
Yeah.
uh
And honestly, I'm like I mean mostly because like I actually was rewatching it because a friend of mine said, "Hey, if I could get into Kamen Rider, which one would I start with?" I said, "Hey, lucky for you, a new show just started." So
yeah,
I basically watched it with them, and it's like I'm still obsessed with the Stomach Family. Like they like that shot of them just walking forward,
oh
like
my
all
god.
together is like is like the best. Is the best. I
What's
love that.
the fucking meme where it's like define aura and it's just a picture of them walking forward.
Yeah. Oh my
uh
god.
But anyway, I really like him meeting a lot of different like side characters and kind of like talking to people.
Yeah.
It was so
Uh.
cute talking to this dude, and this dude is like, you know, starting off with pretty, in my opinion, looks like pure intentions, being like, you know, I gotta teach you to eat things properly. And then when he sees his strength, is like, I got an idea.
Yeah,
And
like
you're like,
like
no.
yeah, exactly. Like the moment I saw that in my watch party chat, I'm like, oh no, Pure Isn't Shova is gonna do crime.
Yeah, I also love that, like, from the very beginning, you see that granite in the background from the truck.
Yeah.
Like that's first of all, that's such a good idea. Like I'm going to manufacture like happiness for that, and I'm gonna be like a little food truck. That's a good idea. Like I like that. That's clever. You know, they're showing us that like some of the part timers who are doing well are doing it not because they're just randomly, stalking kids or whatever, but because they're actually planning it out and stuff.
Yeah. And then the couple of Hanto, and then of course we get some Hanto moments this episode. Like we see him talk a little bit more with his editor slash mentor, and like they have a really cute relationship. They're like
They
they
do,
really
and
are.
then they're like, "I'm like your dad," and I'm like, "Oh no, he's either gonna
Yeah,
be evil or he's gonna die really sadly." No.
hopefully not. And then of course we do see that he actually is already acquainted with Sachika. And
Yeah,
so it's nice to establish that before the trio becomes a trio.
I also like again from the opening we kind of see the like relationship that they have, and it's kind of nice. And on one hand, I'm like, please, all three of you just get together. I want to see you being like scrimblos together. At the same
Yeah,
time, I'm like, okay, no, let it build up. Like they're cooking, let it take its time.
exactly.
Let them set it
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Uh,
We get that with him. Like what's it called? Oh man, well, and it's right. Of course, again, Hanto, of course, is the reason why we do meet the new scientist character, and it's actually really funny too because obviously we know that Hanto's gonna be
Alan.
Valens,
Yep.
and we see that we basically see the scientist guy pick up the two chocolate gochizo.
Yep. The white
So,
the regular and the white chocolate or milk chocolate.
yep. Yeah. So,
Uh,
yeah. So we do know that he's gonna be the reason why Val's gonna be like kitted out and stuff like that.
which is cool. That works. Is also like has a way on how they know each other. Like
Hmm.
and how they could like see each other like in suit versus out and maybe not know who they are for a bit.
Hmm.
Every time we see
Yep.
shots of it, I fucking love Sachiko's like building.
Yeah.
It's
It's so
so
good.
pretty. I wish I could live somewhere there that bad.
Yep.
And I also just love her and her friends like we got the gal vibes and they're just like playing and they're just messing with them and it's like don't worry, we'll help you out. Uh
Hmm.
uh
Yep. And
Also,
then yeah.
I love the
Oh.
Gochizos. I didn't think I was gonna like them as much, but they're so Pikmin coated, and I love that when he like refuses to rob the house, like they come back and like clean up the house
Yeah.
afterward.
Exactly. Yeah. Now back to the main story, back to the actual plot of the story. Yeah, he immediately catches that like, oh wait, oh this is bad. No, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And it's like obviously not, and of course the guy completely forgets that Shoma's strong as hell. Like he could just lift you out and say no. We're
No,
we're,
we're
we're
not
going
doing
now.
this. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was
we're
good. It's I like the story of the like naive hero who gets tricked into doing something bad because they don't know. But it's also nice
yeah.
being like, okay, he's naive and he doesn't know a lot of stuff, but he's not like dumb. He's not like malicious. Uh
Yeah.
and I love his conversation with the dude afterwards, like, did you feed me just to get me to commit crimes? And the guy is obviously hesitating, talking about he's got like this father figure who fed him, took him off the streets, and he just wants the money to save his company.
Yeah,
And
like
it's
like and like the thing
it's
is
good.
he's thinking about it, but like the thing is though is that he basically fed him because he needed help, and it's like he only thought of using him when he
Later.
saw his strength. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
There's that, and then of course like you were saying, manufacturing happiness with this part timer. Like it's like I love how he opens up this unprotected safe box of money, and then they immediately show that they're blank on the inside ones are blank.
yeah, whenever he
Like
drops him, it's like it was fake because I'm just trying to get you to pretend to be happy so I can freeze you in that time.
yeah,
Uh Also,
and yeah,
mhm,
like also learning that the happier to smile, the better to spice. Just knowing when to freeze them, like that is
yep.
wow.
I wonder if that's gonna come into play with like other emotions later, where it's gonna be like
Hmm.
different like snacks will be like based on different emotions. Maybe that'll be a thing that they'll go into later. But the faking the happiness is a good bit. Uh
Yeah,
I'm also
and it
just
goes. Yeah, it goes against also like it's like this is how that Sachika is gonna be really much a counterpart to this, because her whole thing is bringing everyone happiness because that's her name.
yep. But
Yeah.
cute bit. Obviously then we get the fight because I love that we get the little commercial almost when he has the soda gummy.
Yeah.
Uh That was really
That's right.
funny.
Talking about commercials, did you see that? I forgot. I wasn't sure if you showed it to me or someone else showed it to me.
I think I
But
did, but they remade the gummy commercial with him.
yeah, yeah, the famous gummy commercials, Kamen Rider
Dude,
gummy commercials with
hell
Shoma.
yeah.
Like, like we all wanted the gummy kid to be the next Kamen Rider, but this works too.
Yeah, and also like they had to call back on it some way. Like
Mm,
it was like such an obvious marketing thing for this. But
yeah,
we get the fight. The fight's pretty decent as always.
yeah,
We have
and it's
good.
also yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
also great too because like since we have our little Gochiso Pikmin, like no, like he instantly just like calls her out like saying, give him back immediately, just like there's no like attempting to fool Shoma. Like it's like I know, it's
Yep.
like I know who you are.
Also, I just like that
Just
he
deal
can
with it.
talk. He can talk to them. It's nice. He
Yeah,
understands them or whatever. Uh,
yeah.
we get to see Chip form again, which is funny because obviously Valen has shown up and he's like videotaping the thing because they found it through the internet.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Um.
man,
But
action
yeah. Like,
choreography is on point as always.
yeah, it's also really funny though because like it's I wasn't like I think you said it last week, right? No, we got to remind people that this show is weekly. Like when it comes to the CG, like some of these like moves from like live action to CG are smooth, and some of these are just like yeah, this is a weekly show.
Yeah. Here's
Which
the
is
thing. It's a weekly show. It's one of those things where like I've never felt the need to complain too bad about it. Like it's a
mm,
TV show budget, which in
yeah,
my opinion probably not like the highest on like the CG priorities, but I did like the scene of him bouncing around. Didn't
yes,
look it,
yeah.
it, it wasn't maybe like the greatest looking, but it's really
Mm.
fun seeing like oh yeah, his armor is bouncy. He can bounce around to dodge stuff. Uh
Exactly. And also, yeah, like oh man, like the slow-mo of him getting the soda arm, like that was so good.
yeah,
Like
all of the like slow-mo, like the good shots again, we're talking about the action director from Geats. So action-wise, we're looking
yeah.
great.
Yeah, I just love how he does this like just spinning downward punch twice and then just really just beats up on this granite like
Yep,
just constantly. It's great. Like it's also really funny too because like the effects like
like the
see like
splash.
the splash makes this like say okay, yes, we are very emphasizing that soda is very refreshing, and it's
Yep.
so good like how they do it like in CG and practical, like they just have like all these like I guess all these blue Orbeez essentially
Yep, like
just being
Orbeez or like water
flung everywhere.
droplets. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like and like thinking about like the production wise for this, like you could tell the show was a film 20 weeks in advance.
Yeah, the Orbeez and especially like the water like little explosions behind them where it's like you can see the water like actually hitting the suit and everything where it's like that's not just, special effects, it's actual water they're
Yep.
spraying him with. It's also really funny seeing him turn the crank with the big ass hand.
Yeah. It's really funny too because like normally whenever you see like a big arm like that in Toku, like it's kind of like there's like a handle. It's there's like kind of like a handle that you take in through the side, so it's like they have the big fist and then you still can see like that they're holding onto the fist. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I'm also a
Uh
big fan of his kicking pose, just like his like finisher pose being like this like
oh
bend down to jump into the air.
yeah,
I love a big I'm going to fucking smash down with my fist. That's a good bit. Uh
yeah.
I've loved how they've been using the candy motifs for the finishers. Like I love the like multiple sodas smashing in from the sides. I love the chip, being crumpled and thrown at them for the
Hmm.
slash, like all real good.
Yeah. Oh man, but it's so funny though because like Hanto is like finally saying I could finally. It's like I could finally confront you, and of course like I said, scientist guy shows up and just ruins the moment, and he gets away.
And he just shows up, let me examine you. Are you human or are you Granute? And it's like, you finally found that you ruined it. It's like, that's what I should be saying.
Yeah.
It's so funny too, because like outfit wise, they're so color coded, these two. Like they both got like the brown, black accents, like, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is a thematic pair right here, baby. Um,
Yeah.
Also, it
Uh.
was sad seeing the company close down, everyone getting laid off. But his like the dude's father figure being like, I didn't feed you just so that you could work for me. I fed you because it was the right thing to do. I wasn't asking for a reward. Like super wholesome stuff. And I like
Yeah.
seeing that he's reconsidering his conversation with him. Like, did you feed me just to do that, or did you do it because you're being nice?
Hmm.
He's like, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
then
cute.
and then the twins finally do recognize like, oh shit, it's a red Gavv. Like now, like I wonder if we're finally gonna understand what that means. But
No
like I think the
idea,
thing is,
because
yeah,
next time we
I
get marshmallow.
yes, I've been waiting for the marshmallow form so much.
Oh man,
Oh man, I'm so excited for the marshmallow form.
dude, this
Like,
thing looks so funny, and I just
it,
love that there's like a bit where you see in the like. First of all, I love that he's helping out like at what looks like on a farm with like an older couple. Like, is this where he ended up dead this time?
yeah,
Uh, and we get the a human is no family of ours, so we're gonna see. But I love that at one point that you're seeing the like almost the onomatopoeia, and he's like holding on to it to fly.
yeah,
And it's just like, what's even
uh,
going on there? I'm excited for this farm.
yeah.
Chip is the one I
I
was most looking forward to. It had a good debut, so I can't expect that the other debuts are gonna be bad.
yeah, and like we see this thing like grow. Like at first, I
Oh
like
my
we see this
god, the
thing
wall.
grow. It's gonna be so much fun.
This man came
I
out and said, "I summoned the wall."
yeah, I'm so excited for this.
It looks fucking
Ah,
cool. Uh, Speaking about other things that were fucking cool, this week's Ultraman arc, to my distant friend. This should make
yeah,
me
this
sad.
it was like, oh man, like like the thing is like this guy was just looking for someone to reach out to, and like man, it was depressing.
Yeah,
Like yeah, that's like the big thing about this one. Like
yeah.
they had to investigate, like saying, oh, this is like
There's some
we're
weird
noticing.
signal. Yeah, there's some weird signal. We maybe have a space kaiju on the way. And also, there's some weird signal coming in from space, which, obviously they'd be able to track, which makes sense.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and of course, and then we find out that like they knew each other back at school.
yeah,
Yeah.
and again, it really shows you that, like, Yuma is such like a kind dude, because this is, a dude who is obviously some sort of, like, hikikomori or neat, and he's talking about how he just wants to be left alone, but he talks about how, like, even in or sorry, I think it was middle school he said, but even in middle school, Yuma would talk to him, and, they'd spend time together, and it's like, yeah, Yuma does seem like the kind of person who would reach out if they thought someone was, like, lonely.
Hmm. And then they even like show flashbacks of like this guy like basically just sending out signals or just sending out messages and like hoping for someone to like talk to, like yeah, because like he's just like a radio enthusiast just to find out what's going on.
Yeah, and it's cute. It also was one of those things where, like, seeing his little, like, light up computer and his little microphone setup, I'm like, it kind of looks like my dad. Rip, I'm being called out. Uh,
Yeah.
Minus some of the
And then
radio equipment, but
but yeah,
uh,
it's like yeah, we basically see that whoever he's talking to is like their planet is like being like like irradiated or like it's like they're the last person alive essentially.
yep, we don't find out
And
that until the end. But she keeps talking like, oh, you're probably never gonna be able to visit. But dude, that was so sad. He's like, I'd love to visit your planet someday. I don't think you will. And it's like, oh God.
mhm,
And this was his first friend that he made, and him and them, they love talking to each other. They loved having these conversations. Their world is dying, and they want to say a proper goodbye because energy's gonna run out. It was just such a melancholy end. And then we got
mhm,
Noisler, who looks really fun. Uh, Love the big red eyes. I think the big highlight of this episode for me, like, action wise, or like Ultraman big mode wise, was just the fact that when, like, Rin and them are having the conversation on the bridge, and they're like, oh, this is maybe what we can do to deal with him, and you just see Ultraman, like, rise up like, oh, that's a good idea.
yeah, it's always fun whenever like they do play with the sizes of things and things like that. Yeah.
And Yuma turns into Ultraman to protect them, because obviously this kaiju's being drawn by the noise. And
Hmm.
like, the kaiju's coming, and, like, dude is still just, like, trying to reach Vio, who is, like, cut out. Because I think the other thing is that, like, Noisler could, like, create and amplify noise and do all these other things, and so I think the whole bit was all supposed to be the only reason that she could contact him without delay was because, like, the signal was like had, like, hopped on the Noisler or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why she lost signal for a bit when he landed or when he was there, because he had like cut his communication.
Mm-hmm.
uh Again, as always, some really clever ways of using the Ultraman powers.
Yeah. Oh man. Actually, I'm just like just scrubbing through this fight again, and I just love all these like really zoomed out like moments. Like it just shows like the scale of where this fight's happening.
And then like to contrast them with these zoomed in like mid-air fight for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so cool. And then again, it was another, hey, we didn't have to like we didn't have to kill him. I was just able to make a little thing he liked with noise, and I just threw it out to space, and he just flew off after it.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly is really funny because eventually that's gonna hit another planet. And he just do someone or like an asteroid or something. But it was cute. He just let it go. I also liked that it was really funny that it just really fucking hated his little timer noise.
Yeah. Uh.
But yeah, Fio's like final transmission and saying goodbye, telling him that that there's always a new day, and thanking him for his time. And then we get to see, Yuma left work right on time to make sure this guy's okay, and they have this cute conversation. It was honestly like real bittersweet, but like really wholesome at the same time. Like this episode hurt
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it did, and like it's crazy. It's like because like it basically like implies that like Yuma would basically just stay and help, but it's like no he went to go help someone else.
Yeah, and it was I saw a lot of people talking about how like this was kind of, almost like a little bit of a commentary on like online relationships, where it's like you can meet someone online and talk to them, and even if you're super far away, that doesn't mean make your friendship or anything any less real. I love
Yeah,
that bit at the end where he's, like, I they were so far away they didn't even feel real, but even then, like, why am I so sad?
yeah,
Oof, that shit hurt. But next episode, big robot time. Also,
yes.
it's from
What you've been waiting
space,
for. Yes.
so it's not a GGF robot, and I'm just like, oh god, that actually makes it so much more intense.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Uh, I mean, dude. Okay. So what I'm gonna ask here is that, do you think we're gonna get another like sad episode? Because goodbye, Rid, and to my distant friend, like two back-to-back episodes of like, damn.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like we might. Uh it looks like we might, especially because we see some kids, and this was called Message, and I don't know. We might just be getting some sad shit in the middle here.
Actually, now that I think about it, like, okay, other than like some really intense things, did we really get that many sad episodes in Blazer? Like,
Blazer was a
I can't
lot more uplifting, I want to say. There were like a couple melancholy ones, but I don't think it was
mm,
ever
like,
like this direct. Uh
yeah, fair enough.
Speaking about
Oh man.
direct, and I guess more indirect in this case, Chassiro episode. It's
Woo!
time.
I have been waiting for this one.
I know. Also, I love that he's immediately starts off spying and immediately fucking Sakito and Bundi like, hey, we'd like to get involved. Please hire
Yeah,
us.
it's
Please,
so funny.
Sakito specifically, please hire me. People only pay Bune Diesel for autographs. I do not get any work right now. Please. It's so funny. But that also makes sense, dude. If I saw Bune Diesel walking around, I'd be like, I want an autograph too.
I love this so much. But
I
yeah, like it's crazy.
I'm still hurt every time I see the opening now, and it doesn't have
Genba, yeah.
Genba on the ranger like side, and we just see his zoom in but no ID, and it's like, oh god. Though I do love seeing my boy Sakito grilling. It's always very funny to me.
It is, yeah.
Uh, but
Oh
yeah,
man. I love how early they introduced the Auto Monster this episode, because this Auto Monster is great. Like,
oh, he's very funny. I again, part of what I think makes the show so good is how much I think we love the Sun Seeders. Like, they're just
yeah.
vibes. Also,
I
the
love
fact that this was called Spy and Family.
yeah.
Uh,
I have another thing waiting for until the end of this episode, and I think you
God,
already know what. But
you might, yeah, I might.
oh man, but yeah, like like obviously to interfere with this whole like this crazy key thing. Yeah, like yeah, it's a yeah the auto monsters like we have this Bell auto monster, and then what else did we learn? We learned that Mad Rex is just trash, and he's only being used for as a bodyguard too, as
Yep,
well.
that he does that his memories are trash or whatever. Like it's only his body that matters.
Yeah,
The Bell Automata monster again. Like every once in a while, we're getting some like real banger designs. I love this guy. Still
yeah.
don't think
Oh
I
my
love
god.
him more than Baseball Auto Monster, but
Yeah, baseball auto monster was great.
that guy was like a 10 out of 10 suit. I
Mhm.
love seeing Chassiro use all his little spy stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And then we learned that like like we kind of got the idea that he was a spy, but like he basically like really was able to sneak in past all of everything to get into Taya's bat cave, and yet was fooled
by the
by
string,
Bundorio's string.
that's how you
It
do
is
it.
it's so funny, and it's like oh cool, it's like it's awesome, right? And then yeah, like everyone's like wondering, wait, you guys became friends because he broke into your
He
house?
broke into
Like
your apartment and you like immediately hired him. Does that not
yeah,
feel weird? And Tyler's like, it is what it is. Uh,
yeah.
but
And
you know,
then like
I
yeah, he was hired to find Bundorio and report it to the ISA.
yep,
Oh no,
which
actually, no, we basically learned that. Yeah, like Shirabe just learns that. Oh wait, what?
and it's like,
Like
yep, different chain of command.
yeah, like yeah, and she's shocked too. Like yeah, like what? My boss? Like yeah, like my boss, my company? Like yeah, like but they wanted to find out like who Bundorio was, and it wasn't there. And then who do we know? But we see that it's that the freaking mafia like Yakuza
Yeah, the
Don
Yakuza
and
from the
his
first
son.
episode, and I love that the son is like a little kid. He's like, oh, he's a Tosan, Tosan, it's a robot. Hell yeah! I'm not a robot,
Yeah,
actually. He's a robot, Dad. Isn't this fucking awesome?
yeah, it's so funny. And then we basically find out that yeah, like we have this strange we have this
We have one of
oh
the
my
Auto
god,
Monster keys.
Hishalian key. That's what it is.
Yep.
Hishalian. Yeah, we see a Hishalian key, and then we get a flashback, or yeah, a flashback to knowing that oh wow, they made a deal,
With
and holy
Cannonborg.
crap, yeah, with
Which, to be
Cannonborg.
fair, explains Cannonborg's like thing in the preview for this episode. Because I
Hmm.
was like, oh, are we bringing Cannonborg's body back too?
Yeah, and then even like once again another chain of command where they don't know what's going on. Yeah, the Sanseaters didn't even know that that Cannonborg made that deal.
Which, to be fair, like Cannonborg wasn't telling them shit. Like,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
we get a boxing fight. No one could take off the gloves.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's cool though because like yeah, Chassiro just like obviously is like it's like I'm trying to fight, and he
yeah,
shows it.
yeah.
It's great, and it's like also I just love the double cross counter, and then the commentary is so fun from the Sandseaters.
Yep, everyone's having a lot of fun, and obviously, everyone else gets called out to like, oh, we gotta help, but they get stopped by the Mad Rex
Yeah.
revival, which
Mm-hmm.
again is showing like this race being really effective. He's like had them split up this whole time. They haven't been able to work as five.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep, and it's crazy too because and it's fun too because like they're the ones that pilot Bundorio, and
yep, and they just
yeah,
borrow
like
Bundy's like wing adjustments and the marine.
mhm. Yeah, so
Uh,
it's actually really cool, like being able to see like a new mix, and then we get the gun that puts them into like the tiny ring.
which was like, this is so weird. I again, just so many of the stuff from this episode, like Fight was just like really funny. I love the like the double cross counter or
Yeah,
whatever. Their big explosion hit. I love that they just flew out of the little ring and they just started blasting him.
yeah.
Uh,
uh,
but the big
and
thing
then
is, it looks
yeah,
like
like
Mad Rex can get his memories back, maybe.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and we see that, and of course, and the other thing too, though, is that like right when you're like wondering, wait, I haven't seen Genba this episode, he shows up to save Mad Rex. You're like, what?
Yeah, and he shows up and be like, "Tell me where he is."
Hmm.
And then
Oh
obviously
man,
the big reveal at the end: the Hashalian key went to the ISS guy.
hmm
You know, why do you
and it's
need
like,
this? Don't ask questions. That's not your job.
yeah, Exactly. And then who does the ISA president call?
It's him.
And do you remember the name on it?
It's Naito Raita or whatever, right?
Think about it for a moment.
Nope, I don't know.
Knight Rider.
Oh my god. Oh no, Naito Raita. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you at least noticed this pun. I did not. I was like, is this someone like I've heard the name? Like I'm supposed to know?
It's like it's like I thought this one would be easy for you to recognize.
No,
it's
this
like
one,
it's literally
this one I fucking missed. I was not paying attention to the pun. Because I was thinking Naito, right? I was not like trying to put it together. But you know, I love the
like
fucking.
Yeah, it's like I saw that too. Also, I went to look it up, but the ISA president, his name is Eiichiro Tokoyari. Toko is like I think like what is it here? I don't remember what Toko means, but yeah, Eiichiro, what is it? Eiichiro? We slow that down. Eichi a team. He's also a pun name.
That's really funny.
Oh man, Shirabe's not one. I looked it up.
Okay, so you've been doing your pun research. I gotcha.
Yeah,
and I love that like after Chassiro turns in the key or whatever, Taya shows up like knowing he's doing this, and they're like, you know, nothing's changed. We're gonna save people, but it looks like Hoshilians are not our only enemies. Da da da.
Yeah, and it's great too. Like, cause like it shows like, you know, like these two really trust each other like a lot.
Now, for the ending, it looks like we finally done like an edit of Sakito and Bundi where like they just like start cutting them into the footage by themselves.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. They just like edit them in front and the side this time. I do love the bubble now. I've grown to love it, even if it's not my favorite. But yeah, next episode, I'd like to have something delivered. You know, are you nothing but a fighting machine now, Mad Rex?
Yeah. Also, it looks like it's the return to Sansita Robo. I'm so excited for the Sansita Robo,
especially because like they're like Commander Mad Rex will protect you. That's so cute that they're coming out because you know it was shown that Mad Rex was like the one guy who like gave them a chance when they were down on their luck, and they're like, we got to repay that kindness. But also, you know, we get to see Boone Red 119, which was the thing that I was wondering last time we fought. It's like, why did he use the power up for? I forgot about that until I saw this preview, and I'm like, yeah, maybe he should have just used that against Mad Rex.
Yeah, and also we see the return of the three like, you know, festival mask of the Boon Boongers.
Hell yeah!
Oh man, I'm so excited because if this is basically gonna be a Sanseater focus episode, I'm 100% for this.
Yep.
I need more Sanseaters. I love them.
Yeah, they're fucking fantastic. They're really stealing the show.
Yeah.
And with that, you know, we're done talking about the episodes for the week. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll be back next week. Later.
This program is brought to you by
Our Unending Love of Tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.